What would it take to get people to stop talking about Donald Trump's bromance with Jeffrey Epstein, at least for one day? Enter Trump's bromance with rap mogul and party host with the most, Sean Diddy Combs, in a sensational report that says there might be a pardon in the works. I have all the unbelievable details, including the alarm being sounded by part-time Trump worshiper Megyn Kelly, coming up next. For context, let's take 1 minute to explore their complicated celebrity relationship, which of course comes with great irony considering Trump's other rogue bromance that is currently trending. And then I'll share the bombshell story and the reaction from the Megyn megaphone.
I am a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
Don's never been whiter. I loved it.
You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
The mocking of Donald Trump in his own fake office complex was spectacular. But did Diddy feel the same way that Donald did? Surely when the situation served him, but at other times he did not feel any love for the oily con man.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war. White men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. When you look at it, we don't have no choice, you know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Biden. I can't say I love the pick either, but hey, we got to get him in office.
You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country.
And that summarizes Diddy's past ride on the Trump roller coaster, and today's twisty turn came to my attention via a post by Megyn Kelly, who said, Trump should not pardon Diddy. He doesn't deserve it. He's a Trump hater. He's a woman abuser. MAGA is already upset over elites seeming to cover for each other. This would not help. GOP is struggling with young female voters, most of whom will hate a Diddy pardon. And she followed up with a link to this explosive Deadline article with the headline, Trump now seriously considering pardon for Sean Combs ahead of sentencing. White House officially says nothing.
Exclusive. Donald Trump is heavily weighing giving Sean Diddy Combs a full presidential pardon ahead of the convicted Bad Boy Records founder's sentencing later this year. Nearly 2 months after Trump publicly entertained the notion of a Diddy pardon in an Oval Office gaggle, a comprehensive get-out-of-jail card for Combs is being seriously considered, an administration source tells Deadline. Additionally, as several associates of the much accused and currently incarcerated All About the Benjamins performer have been pitching the White House, other insiders confirm the topic has leveled up from just another Trump weave to an actionable event, since Combs was found partially guilty in his New York City sex trafficking trial earlier this month. Of course, as a number of parties attest, this being the roller coaster of Trump world, any decision on a Combs pardon is in flux until POTUS actually puts his signature on paper. Contacted by Deadline, Combs' defense team, led by Mark Agnifilo and Tani Girago, had no comment on any pardon talk for their client. And while a number of individuals close to Combs, both personally and professionally, have been active in seeking White House recourse for the Grammy winner, the defense team itself has had no significant participation in the process, I hear. Up on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the reply was that the White House will not comment on the existence or non-existence of any clemency request, according to an administration official. Oval Office consideration of a Combs pardon has grown in recent days, I'm told by multiple sources. The increased interest also comes as the distraction politics advocating POTUS faces an uprising by his MAGA base over the continued reluctance on the part of the Department of Justice to make public promised files on now dead sex offender and former Trump pal Jeffrey Epstein.
This is a very curious story because Trump had to have felt betrayed by Diddy and has nothing to gain except more bad publicity for his bonds with sketchy men. What's next? Pardons for Cosby and Weinstein? I think the answer is found in something else Trump said.
If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Trump believes that A-list celebrities are above the law and societal norms, and he feels a kinship with Diddy over what I'm sure he would call a witch hunt. He believes that power, wealth, and influence should come with the additional perks of privacy and non-persecution or prosecution over deviant behavior. If Trump does pardon Diddy, it'll be a show of solidarity against so-called witch hunts and a symbolic way of pardoning himself. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching. Please leave your thoughts below with a comment, and let's continue to occupy democracy together.
I hate Occupy Democrats.